Today we are reacting to the top 10 scariest Grizzly Tales episodes for Gruesome kids. So, let's go!
Hello and welcome to the channel. My name's Sean Carpenter. I hope everyone's having a great spooky season.
Good spooky season, good. You should like Reveal.
And so far, this is honestly my favorite.
I'm not a big fan of,
sequel show.
Okay. Well, before, let's do a little quick comparison.
Carpenter. I hope everyone's having a great spooky season so far. This is honestly my favorite.
Not a... why'd they change the
script? So I wanted to get...
Yeah, I agree.
Started off by counting down.
They showed hell in this kid show. Kind of impressive.
My pick of the top 10 scariest episodes of Grizzly Tales for Gruesome kids. Now you might wonder, how scary can an early 2000s...
How scary, dude? Have you watched the show?
Animated kids show really be? Well, you'd be surprised. Some of these episodes are pretty damn creepy. And except for one that's here mainly for nostalgia purposes, I'd say I got some of the best. But anyways, I'm not gonna do nostalgia purposes.
From really small, like tiger
I'd say I got some of the best. But anyways, I'm not gonna do a long intro.
Bigger when something you love.
Here, so let's just jump right in and get started. Here are the top 10 scariest episodes of Grizzly Tales for Gruesome kids. Starting off, we have the Spaghetti Man. Admittedly, not the scariest episode, it's one I had to include mainly for nostalgia.
I do think this episode's quite scary. Yeah, I mean, I think this episode's creepy. Here's a suggestion, Sean. Most disturbing episodes. Or most happiest episodes. Or most gruesome, just, you know. Yeah, but
how much it creeped me out as a kid. The episode tells the story of a boy named Timothy who won't eat anything his parents give him. He makes a big fuss and throws his food at the windows, which is when his family...
Yeah, that looks like semen.
Gets an
What? Okay.
Unexpected visit from a shadowy figure. They hear the front door open and creaking down.
The dad is a Giga Chad in this episode.
In the hallway, but when the father goes to check, he doesn't find anyone there. Timothy, who's left alone in the kitchen, begins to feel
because if there's a monster, you leave your son alone.
Uneasy as he starts smelling flour. He tries to scream for his parents, but feels a hand covering him.
Even though a clay covering his passwords, he should still be technically able to talk. It looks awkward, but you can still talk.
His mouth and long nails scratching against his face. His parents
why they animate like that?
Come back and everything goes back to normal. This is when his mother calls. It may have just been Vince come back and everything goes back to
you have such random things.
Normal. This is when his mother
as soon as I change us, it'll happen like a kitty and then he just
claims they may have just been visited by the Spaghetti Man. She goes on to tell Timothy that children who don't eat their food end up pacified in his factory. Timothy, naturally, having just been grabbed, scratched, and tickled by an invisible supernatural force, takes his mother's advice and eats everything on his plate from that day on. Nah, he yells, Balderdash!
Balderdash! That really, I mean, come on. Literally, come on. That looks like semen. I'm sorry, I know, I'm very childish. Oh yeah, I got these two movies again. So I guess it's good because I don't have a plastic. Are you going to explain why? I gave it to a friend, but his friends gave it back. His grandparents didn't want it. Grandparents? Yeah. Those are his parents. Yeah. Oh. His grandparents. I don't know, it's his grandparents. I might give the other two to charity shops again, but I'm keeping this one. It's, you know, it's a Blu-ray. Okay. Ow, my ribs. I think I'm making all the console movies see through as well.
And throws another plate at the window. Just a quick side note, but you hear some really obscure and hilarious British slang in these episodes. Naturally, because the show is made in England. But it's just funny hearing it sometimes. Balderdash. Anyways, back to the story. Timothy gets up from the table without eating anything and asking for permission, which somehow is worse than him throwing his food against the window, because his mom completely loses it when he gets up. She drags him.
But maybe he's.
I'm glad someone's talking about back to the kitchen and says he's not leaving until he finishes his toast. Okay, wait a sec. Hold on. Sorry. This whole time, I thought he was refusing to eat vegetables. I don't know, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, whatever kids don't like. But this whole time, it's been toast? The kid is willing to risk his life because he hates toast. Just eat the damn toast.
I had toast, and call me Bingo in the episode of Bluey where she's like,
This is delicious!
No, when we see a ketchup on her face. Or the one where Muffin's about to go to a ferry, so she eats it in one bite. Like, once I needed to get somewhere in school, so I got myself a little toast, and then went to it. Instantly. It did get a bit fucked up, because I did eat it really fast, but still.
What the fuck's my jaw, man?
Bye.
Wanka? Okay, sorry, no more interruptions.
Stupid.
See the damn toast. Bloody wanka? Okay, sorry, no more interruptions. Anyways, Timothy literally won't eat the toast. He sits at the kitchen table for 2 days. And on the morning of the third day, he waits for his parents to leave the house before enacting his revenge. Timothy runs upstairs and begins his plot to flood the bathroom by plugging the drain and turning on all the faucets. As the water rises, he hears the front door open and the stairs creaking as someone comes up. Timothy eagerly awaits his mother so she can discover the mess and freak out. But as the bathroom door opens, there's no one there. Just the returning smell of flour. He awakens in a room full of
Here's another fact, this show loves reusing character design. You'll see it in the video.
Other kids, all wearing labels like spaghetti or macaroni. He looks down at his shirt and sees his own label, lasagna.
Also, fair warning, this show was kind of fatphobic, but it was a different time.
The fat people wore like big spaghetti, but this...
literally just...
Well, I'm saying that, and this guy's, you know...
Say the bigger people. I don't know.
This guy's, you know...
It's lasagna.
He's that big. Timothy jumps up on the table and begins telling the other kids that the spaghetti man is just a story their parents made up. Still, he doesn't believe. He tells them he's leaving and starts heading to the door, but before he can reach it, he's grabbed by a shadowy figure, while the other kids look on in horror. There's literally nothing
I never explained why he's a shadow. It's just
they can do, which is the scariest part of the episode. The helplessness of the situation. Like, you can't...
Yeah, you know what the scariest part of this episode is? The fact that some people have really thick outlines, and some just look like they've been placed there, and some look like they come out of a different scene entirely.
Well, I really want to hear what he means by the shadow of the episode. The helplessness of the situation. Like, you can't fight a shadow, and the idea of being...
Maybe you can't. Me.
Link can and Shrek. Okay, but seriously, I'm really
Sonic can.
Okay, grabbed by it while you're struggling to free yourself, clawing at your own skin, is truly terrifying. You then get a shot of the pasta machine overheating, presumably from turning all the kids into more pasta. The episode then ends with his parents enjoying a nice, peaceful meal without Timothy. Not too bad for a kids' animated show, huh? And that was just number 10. Let's continue.
Wait, what? He never talks about the fact that he eats Timothy.
Continue on and see what else we have.
By the way, if they don't make the episode, I don't want to say, but if the rabbit episode is not in the top 10, I will be quite disappointed, because that episode fucked me up.
Next we have Old MacDonald's Farm.
I don't like the show.
Oh man, the reboot! Oh,
which tells the story of a girl named Angela who simply just doesn't like old people. Apparently she thinks they don't
we just don't really like reboot. We're old.
I like her design. She's good.
Respect her, so she
like look at this animation.
It's
not scary.
Preemptively doesn't respect them. Kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, but whatever. So it's Speak Your Mind Day at school, which she uses to complain to the class about how old people are so annoying and they always want something like her
Damn, she's an emo!
seat on the bus, or to hold open a door for them, how they have wrinkly skin, how they're useless. She goes on, and her teacher obviously gets upset, starts questioning her if she really feels this way. What about her parents?
God damn, son, she has to leave. My dad doesn't love me haircuts.
Questioning her if she really feels this way. What about her parents? Now, Angela, being a nice little psychopath, suggests that because they look like chickens, because of their wrinkly skin, they should be disposed of in the same manner. Now, while all this is going on, we see that Angela's speech is actually being captured by a secretive spy device planted in the school's ventilation
Probably by a pedophile.
shafts. This message then gets relayed.
Look, you could say all what you want, but like, it could have been for other kids as well.
Also, I get somewhat more science, but I like with more magic. I just feel like magic's more scary than science.
Yeah.
To a government agency where a lady reads out disrespecter as if that's her crime. Over the next few days, Angela sees more and more old people as if they're following her around, and when they leave, there
Probably a pedophile.
remains a strange musty smell. Now we go full
Okay. I get it, you can hold it in your pants. But when you see a little girl like that, you fucking pedophile, don't jizz all over the floor. Ew! I'm sorry. I know, I should stop with these pedophile jokes. But like, look at his face. That guy's face.
What? It's this guy we used to be watching. This guy's been smoking a joint.
and when they leave, there remains a strange
Then the white stuff comes. Man!
musty smell. Now we go full M. Night Shyamalan here because her disrespect has apparently risen an army of dead pensioners whose sole purpose is to capture her and teach her a lesson. I mean, the girl is obviously insane, but now we have zombies getting involved with secret government agencies. I'm just saying, seems a little excessive. We cut to one day Angela's leaving her house as she's followed by an old lady. They then set up a trap for her, knock her out, and push her into the back of an ambulance before driving her to a secret aircraft hangar.
Say what you want, but she's still a child. I mean, you can say about every single one. Like, she just was upset because people were taking one. And yes, the chicken comment was very fucked up. But she was young.
And dumb.
Like, imagine if you said something wrong, and then the government's come to kill you. Like, imagine how...
Happened last week when I tweeted something.
Yeah.
That's why I don't tweet.
It's here where she's confronted by the general of the operation, who explains to her the process by which she will be turned into a chicken and given to a farmer to dispatch of, just as she suggested. She tries to apologize, which obviously doesn't work. We then see the image of her shadow as it goes through the process of transforming into a chicken.
There is something good about a reboot. I feel like we did a lot more with, like, animation or transforming.
And
But I don't know, I do kind of like the way the girl transforms into a fly in the original.
They then drive her to a farm and drop her in the coop to be chosen the next day by the farmer. Now, assuming her consciousness is still intact within the chicken body, this is a pretty horrifying way to go. Now, coming in at number 8, we have the Grubba Blub Blub. The story opens up with the scene of a museum of freaks and oddities that supposedly contains the world's largest witchetty grub, which are apparently these things right here.
Ah, that's gross. That's
kinda cute though.
horrible.
We then cut to our main character, a little girl named Savannah, who just happens to be...
The season's animations became way more faster, kind of uncanny. Like,
And kinda
before, everything was like, you mess with me. Now it's, you mess with me. Like,
extremely lazy. Unfortunately for her, she also has extremely active parents who are always going on adventures and hikes and walks and climbing mountains. Now this almost kind of feels like a cursed situation, because normally with two very outdoorsy parents, you'd assume it would rub off on the child, like at a young age, which apparently is not the case here. For her summer holiday, Savannah begs her parents to take her to a bed and breakfast, which has her two favorite activities, laying down and eating. However, her parents have a little surprise.
I'm gonna suggest it. You know, bed and breakfast is how beautiful. I mean, we're imagining this is in the UK near Scotland. There's beautiful mountains you can climb. Go to a bed and breakfast near a mountain or something.
Eyes for the holiday. A camping trip.
Why is she have purplish blue and he has black hair?
Yeah, dark people in this show have black hair. I mean, purple hair. I don't get it.
Cool style, but, you know, weird.
So basically her worst nightmare. Now I know we as the audience are supposed to think, wow, what a lazy kid. Which I did, kind of, until the next morning when they're leaving for the campsite, and it's revealed they're not driving, and they're not taking a bus. No, the actual plan is to bike ride for 6 hours to the campsite. This would be pretty extreme for most people, but considering Savannah, it's downright evil. And this is for the girls.
The fact that she imagined that is pretty cool, but like, I can't blame her.
Summer holiday.
Just well, she's pretty heavy.
Heavy.
I mean, that's one of the main points. So maybe you're giving too much sweets or something.
I'm actually starting to feel a bit sorry for her. They eventually make it to the campsite and are greeted by what is probably a top 10 demonic camp counselor of all time. She informs them of the camp's 2 rules. Number 1, have fun. Number 2,
do it, mate. Come on, you just gave yourself a video.
2, no one can stay in bed beyond sunrise. Now what the hell is this? Do the parents actually hate the child, or like what's happening here? Anyways, while arguing with the camp demon, one of our little witchy bug friends falls out of the sky onto Savannah's head. She freaks out obviously and looks up to see thousands of them sleeping in the trees. Surely not foreshadowing anything. She's finally able to retreat into their tent, where she plans to stay for the week until it's time to go home. I'm actually kind of with her on this one, screw this place. But her parents drag her out to see the nearby attractions, like a lawnmower museum. Okay, no, the parents hate her. It's the only explanation.
This girl.
What did you say?
No, the parents hate her. They take her to
Hey, race!
yeah.
Her parents drag her out to see the nearby attractions, like a
Never mind.
lawn.
Leave. Oh, he show us. I know, but you don't pay extra for that. Sorry.
I want to see his biddies too.
Museum. Okay, no, the parents hate her. It's the only explanation. She finally puts her foot down and refuses to go to an old sewage site and insists on napping instead. Hell yeah, you tell her. Although in retrospect, this was probably not the best idea. We then see the camp demon snacking on some witchetty grubs. Yep, totally normal, nothing to see here. Before a nighttime shot of their tent, Savannah is awoken by a strange plopping noise. She looks around and finds nothing. Her parents had gone on a midnight hike. She then shines her flashlight, her torch.
I'm not trying to copy this guy's video, but would you guys ever want to see what, like, I thought doing that since the whole show has been uploaded on YouTube, ranking every episode, all 74 episodes.
For the show, at the roof of the tent and sees the shadows of thousands of the grubs. Savannah peeks outside to find
It will be very opinionated.
raining grubs from the trees on the roof of her tent. She rushes back inside.
I could ask, how was this episode scary? The last one? Yeah, that's scary, but...
But they start pouring in, crawling all over her. Now, to anyone scared of bugs, this is just an absolute nightmare. I personally don't really hate them, but even this is just disgusting for me. We are then told and shown by the shadows in the tent that the grubs cocoon her alive, like a human caterpillar basically. No, not a human centipede this time. Before slithering back to bed. When her parents come back, they can't find Savannah, just a large grub which the father throws out into the woods. They pack up and go home without her.
Come on, he knew I was home. She already smells the same cut. It's like, shut the fuck up, you know what?
Pack up and go home without her. and we are told she gets found by the owner of the museum shown in the beginning. The final shot of the episode is one of Grub Savannah crying in a glass display case. So not only did she go through one of the most horrifying transformations on the show, but now she has to live as an amusement park attraction for the rest of her life.
Which is probably being abused. I'm sorry, but that's my quality is
horrifyingest. I'm sorry, dude, but that guy got. I don't want to spoil it, but isn't this? But the guy got hit by a fucking combine harvester, decapitated into pieces, then got transformed into a human furry bike hybrid. That's the most graphic thing in the show. I don't know what this guy's talking about.
I think it's creepy.
It's creepy.
Scared yet?
The worst. Best number ever. It's very nice.
Next, we have a story about a girl named Poppy. The show describes as being obsessed with gossip. So I guess just a regular teenage girl. She apparently spends all her time talking on the phone, making up rumors about other kids at the school. Her parents obviously hate her always being on the phone, especially because she uses 6 at once. So her father comes up with the
Damn, this is Batty! Batty, I know what you're saying, huh?
What?
bright idea to buy her a new phone.
Let me finish. I should probably turn this up low.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna say it. What's the thumbnail gonna be?
I don't know, but stop saying gay jokes out of turn. No, just kidding.
Never.
No.
Not sure that's the best course of action, but I guess it's to make her only use one, which they think is better than using 6 at once. This phone is apparently the newest.
I mean, I have a theory. This is all about like the darkness and soulness. Maybe it's representation for 666.
I can kind of relate where like you know, if I could trade all my,
Nintendo Switch again, phone.
I was gonna say, if I could trade all my other Transformers DVDs to get the new ones, yeah, I'd probably do that as well with like her.
And best because it has this crazy feature where it can take pictures. Remember when that was a brand new innovative feature of phones? Kind of crazy. Now Poppy ends up becoming.
Yeah, but why would you? Like, why would you be? Wait, make a joke, Josh. Why would you be so entitled to always record yourself?
I think
and
we
take photos. I mean,
I think we found the thumbnail.
Maybe. But how could you be so entitled to always take photos of yourself and always record yourself?
I love her face.
How could you be so entitled to always record yourself and always take pictures? What?
Super popular at school.
Nah, I'm kidding. You know, it's okay. But let's don't be too self-indulgent.
Because everyone wants her to take their picture. Except for this one girl, Anna, who says that taking her picture will steal her soul. Poppy doesn't care and does it anyways. She then goes on a spree of taking pictures.
No. Before we ask a question, how fucked up is that? How did these fuckers... okay, first of all, that is a very, very heavy crime.
What is CP?
Yeah.
I don't want to spell what I mean, but you know what it means.
I said pedophilia, but that is actual pedophilia. This is his teacher. But still,
also,
still terrible.
What if you take a Taco Bell shit? You sure you want to take a picture?
Sure you want that to be the name?
I mean, that's bad. If the devil does take her soul, he's going to see her go...
Pictures of people to use as blackmail. She takes...
That's just fucked
Everyone shits! I don't get why people are embarrassed as... Like, okay, I would be embarrassed too, but like, at least I know everyone shit.
Wouldn't you be embarrassed?
Let's see what a suck it. I mean, if I was going...
Just stop.
Okay.
And you stay there.
I don't have indigestion problems, if you're wondering. Yeah, I make a joke always going, but, no. My bowels are regular.
Bathroom, people kissing.
I know as we really want to know. Ooh, I ship it!
Cheating on homework, and uses them to extort basically whatever she...
Fuck me! I mean, Biggie!
Nah, like, seriously, what the fuck? And why is bro's cut like that? Bro looks good, I mean, I love his face! I'm talking about a guy with purple hair.
I like it.
She even does it to her parents and her grandmother. She takes her grandmother's lottery winnings under the threat of showing the photograph to her gambling counselor. There are just so many things wrong with this scene, but moving on.
Robert, she steals her... I can't say it. You just got to
grandmother's lottery winnings under the threat of showing the photograph to her gambling counselor. There are just so many things wrong with this scene.
This is how you do an animatronic looks like a real animal, but still a robot. Like he has the gums, but also he has a medal. Honestly, Twisted Wolf was one of my least favorites, but maybe that's a bit harsh. Still though.
I like the hair on his back, that's pretty
I like
cool.
the original
Looks like a black cape.
I was a bit mean to Twisted Wolf when he first came out. I was like, oh, I don't like this OC. But, you know, like, Baby on the other hand, great character. Twisted Wolf,
I get what you mean, it's a wolf.
Remember back when Baby released the first time?
Yeah. Baby!
Shh!
Baby back room!
You really want us to get caught, don't you?
I want to get you
We're
caught.
hiding away from the FBI if you're under it.
Okay.
Moving on.
That's why
She practically has control over
Why are we hiding from the FBI? FBI tax fraud.
everyone,
my
but it's
favorite.
still not enough. So she chases that Anna girl around trying to get her picture since she knows she's scared.
Damn, son, I
Anna runs
haven't
into a store and hides behind her father.
Okay, I'm sorry, but what is
She's
that?
scared. Anna runs into a
very stereotypical. Stop. Just. That looks very stereotypical.
Oh.
Just shut the fuck up.
Well, I'm just laughing.
Door and
That looks.
hides behind her father. He tells Poppy to leave them alone and explains that taking someone's picture takes a piece of their soul and seals it in the photo. Which I know is a common belief held by many cultures, especially I know Native Americans believe this. He then warns her of the soul stealer.
Did bro have to go? Or did bro's hair already start playing? Like, how'd you get that? Also, can I do it?
Also, bro's bald, but he has a ponytail. It reminds me of bald Sub-Zero like he shapes everything bald besides his ponytail. Could you imagine being Sub-Zero's barber? Yeah, I want everything to be bald but my ponytail.
Are you sure about that?
You look like a fucking idiot, and he just grabs you and rips my phone out.
Yeah.
And she responds by taking his photo. You might call this a bit of a mistake. For later that night, when she goes through the photos she's taken, she notices a face in every one, the soul stealer. She then sees body parts start to appear in the photos. First an arm, then a leg, with more parts appearing the more photos she looks at. It's very reminiscent of the end of Insidious, or I think it's The Ring 2, where the spirit keeps getting closer the more pictures you take, so they have to basically just stop taking pictures altogether. A very creepy thought that something you can't see normally is getting closer and closer.
What a weird example. But also
But it does make sense.
I don't mean this in a joking way. Dead by Daylight, Grizzly Tales is right there. I would, like, maybe me and Josh could talk about chapters.
Okay.
Closer to you. As Poppy looks on in horror and the body is
I think that's the thumbnail. I think that's gonna be our face in the thumbnail.
nearly complete, she notices it's wearing the same necklace as her. That's because it is her. She starts freaking out as her face materializes in the photo. She then takes a picture of herself from within the photograph, then completely disappears. A few days later, her mother notices a picture of her and the husband on vacation. She remarks that Poppy shouldn't be in this picture, right? To which the father confirms by saying, no, she wasn't even born yet. Her stolen soul had been sealed within the photograph.
So
The episode ends zooming into the picture where you can see Poppy crying.
Oh wait.
I know it's a jacket, but it looks like he's wearing pajamas. So I'm not gonna lie. Huh. Mrs. Poppy's mother, she got a nice rack.
Also, Poppy, come on!
Meaning, she's still conscious inside the picture. This is honestly another horrifying fate. Trapped in a photograph, watching your family for eternity. Or, until they pass away or move or the photograph is destroyed. Maybe you wind up in a box in an attic for 50 years, who knows? Now for number 6, The Butcher Boy. Honestly, I think the build-up...
Me and Josh can talk about if these were scary, because like, when this is done, I'm gonna say if I got scared or Josh got scared while watching these episodes.
This episode is probably the best on the list. I just feel like I couldn't put it in the top 5 because maybe the ending is over too quickly. It's not as drawn out as some of the next ones coming up. But otherwise, it's a pretty good episode.
It's a good episode.
It starts off with a boy named Gilbert, who's actually so greedy, he stages his own kidnapping and gets his parents to pay the ransom for his release. He then...
God, I gotta ask for ransom. You know what, I'm done. And then so it's gonna make an edit about Gilbert. You know, I'm done. They get Gilbert to a son. Say he wants some. I got 2 twin thoughts because I got a ransom.
He uses his newfound fortune to show off at school and become popular.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Give people.
I'm just saying, Shauna. You could do it yourself, man.
What? What, Shauna?
Sean makes the edit on his own YouTube video. Everyone, make sure you subscribe to this guy. He deserves way more than 28. Bro, I feel bad I have more on him. This guy does... I mean, I'm not gonna say he makes better photos than us, of course, but...
Bro, he made better top 10s than my top 5 Skylanders.
Anything cool.
Seriously, dude, you deserve more. Chef's kiss.
Okay.
He goes out and buys an over-the-top, extravagant version to one-up them. He always needs to be the center of attention. That is until one day when Chuck, the butcher boy, brings his new bike to school, apparently the best one on the market. As no matter how many stores Gilbert runs to, he can't find a single bike to touch.
Why do you give a fuck about it? You literally have Super Sweet! And you could say, oh, it isn't canon. In Break, when they had a horse, he ran back and run forward. I'm saying it. His Super Sweet's canon. I'm legitimately thinking. I think he should do a fast cut. I think he should.
Seemingly out of options,
Super Sweet.
Gilbert decides to steal the bike, and we see a single eyeball watching him from behind the fence. Later that night, Gilbert wakes up after hearing the clang of a bicycle bell. He looks out his window to see a foggy night with Chuck across the street. He throws a butcher's knife through his window.
Damn!
Chuck across the
street. Are dead.
I'm just saying.
Is it too soon to say he's dead, mate?
Okay, I'm just saying, if you can't ride a bike, grab a knife, throw it through a window, extremely precise, not to kill a person, but just miss them, you're weak. You're an absolute fucking pussy.
You're not like I.
Sean, I want to see you recreate this moment on your YouTube channel. Pronto.
Yeah, James and me are going to be there. You gotta throw it, because I think he's a UK YouTuber.
Right.
That's a joke. Don't break me window.
Gonna throw a rock at your window!
He throws a butcher's knife through his...
Damn! Like, the throw doesn't seem that fast. Whenever it goes through a window, it goes... I mean, it's a fucking blade. It's gonna break it.
It's the blade of a knife.
With a picture of the bike attached. Gilbert, instead of calling it quits and admitting defeat, yells out, "What bike?" The poor fool. He notices Chuck isn't across the street anymore.
Flash speed.
And that's because he's already in his bed.
Hi, wanna shag?
Smiling at him. Gilbert asks what he wants, to which he replies, "I've come for my son's bike." Now, if Gilbert didn't already know he was screwed, I'm pretty sure he should by now. He stammers, your son? But then, who are you? What are you?" A very appropriate question, all things considered. Chuck replies, "I'm my own daddy and my own son," as he removes his faces, revealing Chuck's grandfather. Gilbert tries running.
So it's just gross, first of all. Why? Actually pretty gross.
The door, I feel like it's blocked by Chuck's grandfather. He then tries Gilbert tries running.
Okay, I know
it's blocked by Chuck's grandfather.
Wait, why is there a picture of a toilet in this room?
What? Gilbert tries running for the door.
Why does he have a picture of a toilet in his... No, that's not being forgotten. Also, that's not being
forgotten.
Why does he have so much
cobwebs?
Also, this guy's a freak. Why is this old man walking around schools with children? What a fucking freak.
I mean, he was in an actual trial.
When he gets blocked by Chuck's grandfather. He then tries to give back the bike.
To Michael Jackson.
If I say, I've got a little bit of a child in me, and start walking around near children, I would seem fucking creepy.
I don't want to be no pedo.
Please don't take out of context. Please, I beg you.
Please do it. Might as well try, I guess. That's when the old man says probably the worst thing we'd want to hear in this situation. He looks at Gilbert and says, I don't want it. Bikes are 10 a penny, but good meat is priceless. As he pulls out a butcher's cleaver. The next day at the butcher's shop,
girls. For me, it's priceless.
a sign reads, Meat to die for. As if this wasn't already a gruesome enough ending, we get a final parting shot of Gilbert's mother stopping by the butcher and asking if he has any recommendations, to which he replies he has some very fresh sausages.
You didn't
This show is about... Wait, let me just...
You didn't mention this in the last one.
Yeah, this show has got a lot of cannibalism.
Parents eat their own children.
That's sick. But cool.
Halfway through the list now,
What?
we have Nerves of Steel.
Superhero?
What's that?
A story
the
about a
song goes kinda
compulsive
hard.
liar named Charlie
Really does.
Chicken. Although, to be fair, the reason he starts lying is compulsive liar named Charlie Chicken. Although, to be fair, the reason he starts lying is because
It's bad, but I want
his
to hear
family
why.
of 4 women, mother and 3 sisters, don't pay any attention to him unless he makes up a lie or does something dangerous to make them notice. Oh, and before
But this guy, he's innocent. Look,
we go any further, I should mention that in this world, people have actual superpowers. It's kind of a My Hero
you know, academia. Oh, imagine being a superpower. You're so cool, and then your face looks like that. You're gonna do it with such big-ass nose.
Academia situation going on.
Pitch black eyes.
Anyways, the
Like
problems
a mask.
begin when Charlie takes his lies and stunts to school. First, he claims to be a superhero to get out of a math test, which his classmates all believe. All except for Madison, who
Wait. Madison kind of looks like... Nah,
is actually a real superhero.
Couldn't.
Unfortunately for Charlie,
Oh, shit.
her
Thanks,
power
man.
is to detect lies. He claims to be Fearless Man and tries to impress the group, but Madison keeps calling him out. Nothing seems to work, so in
The
the
girl from...
First of all, someone can... Are you talking about the girl from Big Bang Theory?
Yeah.
First of all, someone can be
You
a
know
hero without
it's meant to have
superpowers.
only one episode?
Some people can be a hero without having
ditch
superpowers.
effort.
Oh my god, this is My Hero Academia!
What is this syndrome?
I've got
Charlie-
seasons of My Hero Academia. I've owned 4 or 5, so...
Basically got the 3 seasons.
Let's watch it.
We haven't
finds us-
been reacting to it, but we might do it for cheap rows, random.
A cheap clinic that claims to be able to create superheroes. He gets his nerves stripped out and replaced with steel wire. Now that he truly feels no pain, the doctor explains that he can in fact be Fearless Man. He goes
Feeling no pain doesn't mean you don't experience pain. Here's a fact. You ugly. Why you bullying me? I call this bastard ugly, but it doesn't mean you don't feel the pain of me insulting him.
Cause why wouldn't me? Why wouldn't me?
Nah, I'm joking. Seriously though, this was £1.50. What a good deal.
It was good. It was £3.
back
which
to
still
school
would have been
and
a good
begins
deal.
injuring himself
mind
to
if it
prove
was
how
full price?
fearless he is, but in the process gets his arm ripped off. His mother takes him to
Blood. His mom's a MILF.
No
the
boobs.
clinic to get him turned back to normal, but the procedure can't be reversed. The doctor's only solution is to magnetize his steel nerves so his mother can keep a better eye on him. But when he goes outside, he starts attracting all kinds of metal objects to him. The magnetization is actually so bad, he ends up in court for robbing a jewelry store that he was just walking by.
But the policeman saw him.
Now, even
She had a blow and she cried.
That guy's so goddamn
though
ugly.
this is a world with superpowers, so this is definitely possible, the judge is having none of it and orders Charlie to be locked up. The only problem is that he keeps attracting the keys to his cell and using them to break out. So they come up with the solution to isolate him in the middle of
Well, again, Jason Voorhees, Godzilla him.
No, we're gonna
the
Jeffrey
ocean
him.
on a wooden raft secured with rope. A boat takes him out there and leaves him with some supplies. Now, being trapped in the middle of the ocean is scary enough on its own, but
Yeah,
later that
so
night, Charlie begins attracting sunken wrecks from all over the ocean. They get pulled together around him and eventually drag him down. This is absolutely horrifying. Not only drowning, but like, these ships have been on the seafloor for decades. There's no telling what kind of creatures have turned them into their nests. And I don't think they'd be too happy about being brought up to the surface. This episode really hits that tassophobia itch with a good helping of creature horror for dessert.
I'm more thinking about the fact that it's giant metal hitting you.
Yeah, that's what
It's like being spring-locked, but except blunt.
Oh yeah, Scorcher's gonna be a semi-truck. It's gonna be a...
You know, I'm not cement mixer. Not gonna lie, I think spring-locked is one of the best, like, fictional deaths ever. Lots of people talk about spring locks and William Afton's fate.
You also mentioned, like, William might have no balls.
And William probably doesn't have any testicles. But, like, in my opinion, Scott with spring locks invented one of the best deaths. Like, what do you say this? Best... He created one of the best deaths in fiction, in my opinion, and in horror games. Like, I don't know. Death in horror game is important, so that's why I think William Afton is one of the best. Hey, man, if you ever played FNAF or know something about FNAF, top 10 favourite FNAF characters? That'd be cool. That would be cool. Maybe I should do a video. It's a shame Toys McFarlane FNAF is over. It really is. Because Toys McFarlane FNAF was a goat. What? Hey!
Is The Bugaboo Bear, a story about a girl named Emily who prances around like a little angel. She loves being sweet, playing with dolls, baking with her grandmother, and wait a second, am I watching the right show here? Yeah, I think so actually. We go on to hear about how much she loves her teddy bear Cutie. We see all the things she loved to do with him. It's literally like her best friend, which is coincidentally what the bears are with him.
Excuse me? Tales from a fucking crypt here?
It's literally like
Look at what they're watching.
her best friend.
Also, why are we sitting... Why aren't they sitting on a chair?
Which is coincidentally what the bear is always saying. But then things change. She starts to grow out of the bear and loses interest in it, which you might expect to happen, people grow up. However, instead of putting it away and maybe finding a new toy, she begins torturing the bear and performing experiments on it, getting dangerously close to exhibiting signs of growing into a serial killer or something. One day, she locks it in the freezer while berating and insulting the stuffed animal.
Not trying to play devil's advocate, but,
why did it take you 50 years to say advocate?
It's never good enough.
Yes, never.
I'm never good enough.
She takes it out for the first time. Instead of saying, "I'm your friend," he says, "I'm cold." Emily gets scared and apologizes to the bear.
It's just a joke. If you get this insulted over me saying, "Hey, listen,"
Let's go back to see your reaction.
look, you said advocate wrong, and I made a joke. If you keep getting insulted by stuff like
Don't,
this,
I'm
you're
never-
never gonna grow up.
And he says, "I'm cold." Emily gets scared and apologizes to the bear, swearing she'll never do anything to harm it again. Is what I would like to say, but no, our little serial killer here actually triples down by performing surgery and removing its stuffing and breaking its voice box. However, later that night, the bear rises and begins grinding down the furniture in the room into sawdust, and then slowly pours the dust into her mouth while she sleeps until she's completely full. Cutie then drags her outside and leaves her in front of a used toy store where she gets purchased by a little girl. They do everything together, just like best friends, until one day the little girl gets tired of Emily, and well, we all know how this story goes. It's basically like the episode of Black Mirror where the girl's mind also gets trapped in the bear. But now the reason that this is higher up on the list rather than, say, Soul Stealer is because both their minds get trapped, but Emily, as you can see, is going to be suffering much, much more. Starting off the top 3 is Season 4's Episode 6.
Finally!
Bunny Boy should have been fucking episode
Bunny Boy.
1! Look, anything, and if you're trying to say number 201 beats Funny Boy, you gotta really impress me. I'm sorry for being a cynic, but this shit fucked me up.
Which tells the story of a boy named Bill who never eats his vegetables. Okay, here we go. A normal kid refusing to eat vegetables, unlike Toast Boy Timothy. Anyways, to ensure he doesn't have to eat any vegetables, Bill befriends a wild rabbit named Tubbs. He lets Tubbs into his mother's garden so that he can eat all the vegetables for him. She tries everything to keep Tubbs out of the garden, but Bill helps him get around all her traps.
Hey, Sean, I'm not actually caring if you like the reboot. It's seriously alright with me. Your opinion is your opinion. I'm just joking, so please don't be offended that I think, ugh! It's all a joke. It's always fair in love and war.
Yeah, if you like what you like, I'll like what I like.
Yeah.
One night, she stands guard to protect her cabbages. The next day, she gives Bill the giant cabbage, which he tries to get rid of, but his mother keeps bringing it back, washing it off, and putting it on the table. Seemingly out of options, Bill decides to personally take the cabbage to Tubbs to be rid of it once and for all. He stuffs it under his sweater and begins biking to Tubbs' den.
Imagine he just heard the desk binder and just threw it at it.
Riding through a nearby cornfield, Bill gets close enough for Tubbs to smell the cabbage. He starts running over, while Bill is passed out on his bike due to a lack of any...
You can say he's sinning, but he's fucking screaming, "Why'd you leave me while I was why?"
nutrition. Now these two situations alone wouldn't be too bad.
Look at him, he's screaming in agony. Yeah.
If not for the farmer driving a crop slicing machine close by. The three collide in a scene of absolute carnage.
Yeah, blood. A lot of fucking blood. This is so traumatic for any kid. I think it's the only episode that actually shows blood. Actually, it's not.
No, but
As we see this, Bill wakes up in the hospital with a doctor watching over him who says the operation was a success. He asks what about Tubbs, but gets sent home with...
Look at him. Look at his skin. It's fucking grey.
Without an answer. Bill, still with bandages on, all of a sudden loves vegetables now. In the middle of the night, he even sleepwalks to his mother's garden and starts eating cabbages. Later that day, the doctor comes to remove Bill's bandages, but he starts hopping around.
Oh, okay, I never noticed. The skin became white. Fair warning.
This is fucked up warning.
As the doctor explains to his mother that after the accident, Bill and Tubbs were chopped
This is fucked up.
into so many bits that it was difficult to sort out which bits belonged to whom.
But I guess as far as I can say.
So he used what he could find to stitch Bill back together. We then see Bill unbandaged.
So goddamn traumatic. That is so...
Yo, is that funny material?
That's so fucked up.
Not only is a human/bunny chimera, but there are pieces of the bike still sticking out of him. Now I get that there were a lot of bits lying around, but I don't know if it's fair to mistake a bike pedal for a human organ. The mother...
Look, I'm sorry. I think I would have just let Bill die. I think Bill would rather die than be less. I think you'd rather die than be that.
But also, Bill was conscious, Grizzly said, and he was...
screams for the doctor to change him back, but he can't. This is one of the most disturbing body horror episodes in a kids show that I can think of.
Stop fucking doing that! That tube! That goddamn tube!
Now at number 2 is The Lobster Scream, an episode
No.
about a girl named Shannon Shellfish, who was always born wanting more. Her first words in the hospital were, "I want a more beautiful mommy." And when they brought her home for the first time, she said, "I want a bigger house." Honestly, I would have just returned her to the hospital. But because her parents give her everything she wants, she never learned her lesson. Next we hear her screaming, "I want it." And when her dad asks what, she replies, "I don't know, something, everything, a pet, that dog." How this kid isn't locked up somewhere, I'm not sure. Anyways, they end up getting her the dog, but when it makes a mess, she throws it in a dumpster. Now at this point, I'm praying for her to get a good punishment. But instead of that, her parents ask what she'd like as her replacement. Okay, yeah, they are also horrible people. They deserve some of the blame for sure. For once though, Shannon isn't sure what to ask for. That is until a man wearing a lobster costume shows up at the door inviting them to his new restaurant. That's when she decides she wants...
Okay, I don't know about you, and maybe this is like a thing, but like in the UK, this never happens. If an advertisement comes, they never dress up like a furry. Maybe at that point, advertisements would be more cool.
The lobster costume. The man tries to leave and she attacks him, threatening to poke his eyes out with a stick. He eventually gives in, telling them to come to his restaurant for dinner, and then she can have the costume. Her parents ask her if she really wants to go, because apparently she doesn't even like lobster, and her dad explains that you can't have a fresh lobster killed at a restaurant like this and then not eat it, to which the girl replies, "But I can." So they actually...
Okay, he cares about the value of life. He's like, I'm not gonna have something die if it's worthless. So at least I respect the dad for respecting.
Try to warn her for once, but
he respects the value of life. I respect that. Also, dude, ever heard of? Hey, James is mid-sentence. I probably think it would be best to not
done. You're saying he respects the value of life,
and
she doesn't listen and doesn't care as long as she gets...
Why does this show have so much cobwebs? Jeez Louise.
...the costume. She even makes her mother buy her new clothes for the dinner, and as they're leaving the store, she says they're all ugly and throws them in the dumpster. We also see the dog...
You literally could have donated... You could have gave them back to get the money.
Wait, look out front.
As they're leaving the store, she says they're all ugly and throws them in the dumpster.
How?
We also see the dog again. I'm glad he's okay. Now in the restaurant, Savannah
Those supposed to be red?
Drip.
orders the largest lobster but refuses to eat
I don't like that drip. Did they just get a fucking pair of curtains?
it. So basically the complete opposite of what her father said. The chef insists that she must eat it, but she refuses and only wants the costume. But while she's climbing into it, the lobsters jump out of the tank and pick Shannon up before scurrying into the...
The lobsters got mad because they didn't get eaten. In all of these ones, it doesn't make sense to me. As an animal, would you want to be eaten? Like, this cannibal killed a person, but he didn't eat the human flesh. Let's rip him apart, fellas. No, you'd kill him because he killed a person. No, I didn't finish human meat.
Technically...
It's just like, what? What kind of psychopath masochists would do that?
kitchen. We then see them lowering her into
They kill her because they think she's a lobster, and she wanted lamb to die, so they want to cook her to show her what it's like.
pot of boiling water and hear her scream.
No, I don't want to go in there.
Because they want to kill... No, I don't want to go in there. She is so calm about dying. You know what her last words are? No, I don't want to go in there. Like you're getting boiled alive. What are the most painful ways to go? I don't want to go in there. Like, dude.
Maybe you want to be freezed to death.
What the fuck?
Yeah, she want to be in wine. You know, they boil wine, that's what you want.
This isn't that.
Hey, the dog made it to the end. But anyways, back to being boiled alive. I had to do a bit of research, and the estimate is generally between 3 to 7 minutes for how long it would take you to die from being boiled alive. If that isn't the worst 3 to 7 minutes imaginable, I don't know what is.
I mean...
Since her screams were quite short, I'm gonna imagine the 3 minute what if. Just impulse.
And she was a smaller person, to be fair. She wasn't like...
And now for my pick of what I think is the scariest episode of the show, Tom Time.
No.
Right away, we are told that Tom's time was 1 hour behind the rest of the world. We'll see how literal that is later though. Anyways, Tom is generally late for everything. He's late for school and even misses dinner at home because he's laying down. Suddenly, a news broadcast comes on the telly, and informing the family that tomorrow at noon, the Earth is going to explode due to an unknown force. However, the governments of the world have organized space shuttles to take every person and every
I'm sorry, but like, call the herd, am I right? Let's see. Call the herd, am I right?
animal off the world before the explosion.
Needless punch, you know what I mean?
His mom tells him not to be late, to which Tom replies, "For what?" A horrible sign. But she explains the evacuation is at 11 a.m. Then she does everything possible to wake him up 1 hour early. But Tom sleeps through it all. It's still not too late though, as when he wakes up, his parents are still packing.
Bring Tom with you. Put him in the car. Because he's still a child at the end of the day. Like, you know, I fell asleep. My dad left me into another bed. Simple as that. You know, children are easy to move. You know. Especially to a Wi-Fi.
Instead of getting up, he goes back to bed for a bit. Now, as his parents are frantically getting ready, Tom ever so slowly gets himself ready. Frantically getting ready, Tom ever so slowly gets himself ready. You'd think a global evacuation would be a bit more urgent, but he's still trying to have breakfast while his mom yells that the taxi is waiting for them. He actually takes so long that the taxi driver gets fed up and drives off with his parents. Now, instead of rushing and panicking, he eats and plays video games until 15 seconds before the evacuation when he decides
Steam Deck, Switch, and also it's a different time, but like
it's time to leave. Naturally, he doesn't make it in time, and the shuttle leaves exactly 1 hour before Tom would have gotten to the site. The only human left on Earth, Tom waits alone. At precisely 12 p.m., the Earth explodes. Goodbye, Tom. Wait a sec. We are then told that even for the end of the world, Tom is late yet again. Trapped in some kind of...
This was the final episode of the show, so it's cool I referenced everything.
The
quantum bubble.
The butcher knife, the robot, one of my favorite fucking villains. Top 10 monsters from the show. Villains.
Of Tom.
That robot is my number one. I fucking love how badass it is.
Time. He drifts amongst the debris for exactly 1 hour.
How? How did she live that long?
Until his time was able to catch up with the rest of the world, and he explodes as well.
Statue, Tiddles?
The idea of drifting off into space until your life support wears.
That guy? Guess he's still...
The pig?
Guess... Oh, and the girl.
Off has always
Piranha?
scared me. Just floating off, being completely helpless. Now, drifting amongst the debris of a destroyed world is just a complete nightmare on a different scale. I would be trying to escape the bubble and just end it myself. Well, that's it, guys.
I wouldn't. You'd burn in hell. I just wait a few minutes of excruciating pain.
This was my list of the top 10 scariest episodes of Grizzly Tales for Gruesome Kids. Thanks for watching. If you guys know of any other episodes that you think should have made the list, let me know down in the comments. And if you
I think everything was perfect, but
like the video, maybe give it a thumbs up. I know this is my first video on the channel, but I do have more coming, so if you guys want to subscribe to see the next ones, that would be cool too. Anyways, that's all from me, guys. Have a great day.
I think you should.
He has 2 shorts, so should we say that? I really like funny.
For later that night, when she goes through the photos she's taken, she notices a face in every one. The Soul Stealer.
One. But like, there's only...
You should comment on his video. Wait, you should comment on his...
Checking.
No, but you should take you do top 10 Grizzly Tale villains.
Hell.
I did it, so when I commented. Because he might not watch this video. I wonder if he'll watch our reaction. I thought for YouTuber stuff.
You should do top 10 Grizz for my Riz. Tales. Villains. Wait, did you write top 10? Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, no. Was right. I'll see the reaction. Maybe he doesn't talk, comment, I reacted to him.
Hello and welcome to the channel.
Bye guys. We will see you guys. Wait. We'll see you guys